Ladies and gentlemen, it is that time again. Every once in a while, we like to check in with the actual racists. You know, there's a group of people that loved racist and racism. Everything is racist and everything is racism, which unfortunately takes the attention away from the actual racist and actual racism and gives content to right wing propagandists to gaslight us every time they see the word. So, I like to lead by example and show people actual racism, right? Not just throwing the word around. This is a racist forum filled with people who are actually racist. White supremacists, white nationalists, you name it. You know, the Bober types. So, this is the racist response, or the white supremacist response to the Trump assassination attempt. And let's start it off with this post from someone who's posted 12,000 times. I like to mention how many posts. That lets you know it's just not some random troll. This is an active, engaged. They're hardcore with their white supremacy. This person says, every leftist is an accessory. So, a Republican gun nut tries to assassinate the president, and we should blame the leftists. Well, truth be told, this was posted on the evening of July 13th. So one clue that you can take from this is pay attention to the rhetoric of actual white supremacists. Take note of anyone that you see that may not overtly identify as a white supremacist, but might be using the same rhetoric, right? Take note of what the actual white supremacists are saying and see if there's anyone else who might be sounding just like them. And then take a moment to think for a second why that might be the case. Trump has been shot at. He appears wounded in the ear. He seems defiant. That's the first post. This will make Whoopi Goldberg, actually, very happy. TDS. Okay. Now it begins. They know they can't win, so now they've decided to go the JFK route. Well, the Democrats wanted a civil war, and with any luck, they'll get it. Trump lived. Hopefully, open season on lefties. Open season on lefties. What happened to the unity? Open season on the lefties and the woke. Buckle up, folks. The ride is gonna get bumpy. This guy has posted 34,000 times since 2001. The Matrix. I guess this means the Jews finally ran out of options because they finally tried to kill him. Oh, the Jews did it. See, this is one of the first things that I noticed when I actually started looking at actual white supremacists and racists. In contrast with the rhetoric that I have heard for years about racism and racists, which of course is everywhere if you're on the left, and nowhere if you're on the right. No, we didn't say nowhere. We know racism is a thing, but more or less it's under control, and it's not really a thing worthy of any consideration. It's just a distraction. Anyway, they really focus on the Jews. Yet again, it's the Jews, right? I've been following political media for years now, and they've operated pretty much very consistent, right? You could take some time to assess how they operate, whether it's left-wing partisans or right-wing partisans, and the behavior is pretty much consistent for the most part. Right-wing, much more synergy. You'd never see a right-wing media guy attacking another right-wing media guy, generally speaking. Left-wing media, there's been back and forths. I don't think that's really changed. But when it comes to Israel, holy shit. Holy shit. You got Candace Owens, propagandist Candace Owens, teaming up with folks on the left in agreement. Wow. And here you have, yet again, the common denominator, the Jews. The actual white supremacists seem to be preoccupied not with the Negroes, and trust me, they got issues with the Negroes as well, but that's not what they're preoccupied with. It's all about the Jews. That's all they talk about, right? I feel like it's 70% about the Jews, and then the rest of it about those colored folks, right? And of course, but the rhetoric is not as aggressive as you think, right? When you look at the rhetoric in terms of what you hear on like an MSNBC or left-wing media, obviously they focus on more of the extremes, somebody being dragged by the back of a truck or something like that. But modern day KKK, they're subtle with it, right? Their rhetoric has morphed into, we don't really care about black, it's just we care about our own race, we want racial purity. And they're not even really using, but the modern day KKK, the N-word's pretty much replaced with DEI. But they're the only ones that's doing that, of course. I got a bridge to sell you. I'm not even going to read this response. It would go perfectly along with my video. But that guy only posted one thing, and he joined this year. So I'm going to be very suspicious. So the conspiracies started already. Not necessarily conspiracies, but things start heading in that direction. 6:50 p.m. on July 13th. Asking valid questions, however. No problem with this question. I want to know why he wasn't immediately removed from the stage. Okay, they quickly come in with the trans comments. Probably another shooter who thinks it's the opposite sex. Because, of course, most of the shooters are trans people. Most of the media has been virulently preaching hatred for Trump and his supporters for nearly 9 years. No surprise that for the people, Bidenistas would try to murder President Trump. Okay. Maybe it was a pellet gun or an air rifle. Who do we know who might have said something like that? Maybe it was a pellet gun or an air rifle. 7:02 p.m. July 13th. I thought I was the only one that reads racist forums. Maybe I'm not. The shooter is Iranian. All right, so the shooter is from Iran. Response from a 29,000 post guy is, well, then it's time to send all those dogs out of the country. Every last one. Unapologetically white. That's what he is. It's in the signature. I blame the scum of American media for this. There's a lot of scum in American media, but are you blaming the ones in right-wing independent media as well, or is it just the liberal media? Was Hillary seen running away? He was also talking about a chart and immigration, the historical method of destroying European civilization. Let the foreigners in, said the Chinese. Let me guess. The shooter is mentally ill, has been racially abused, and is most definitely, certainly, 100% guaranteed to have been acting alone. ... Pew, shots fired. Didn't Biden just tweet a few days ago something to the effect, we need, look, we need to, look, we need to put the bullseye, we need to put bullseye in Donald Trump. And I especially wonder if they do catch the shooter, will he, she, it, will be Lee Harvard, Oswald, or Jeffrey Epstein. Sorry, guy, he's dead. How on earth was no one else hit? There was a huge crowd of people behind him. I asked the same questions, but now we know the answer. Okay. And again, he was shot with a BB gun. That's ringing a bell even louder than the last one. Who said he might have been shot with a BB gun? Who else talks like this, white supremacists? The liberal leaders have whipped up so much irrational hate towards Trump, it's not surprising this happened. They're evil people. Who else is talking like this? Blaming the Democrats for their violent rhetoric. Pretty obvious this is another false flag. The frogs are gay! Trump is a fighter. This will just make him want revenge all the more. The hate, this guy named his account Anti-Bud Light. Who else do we know? What group of people do we know that's against Bud Light? The hate between the liberals and MAGA are exclusively mutual and have been since January 6th alleged quote-unquote insurrection. Pew, pew, pew. Shots fired. This is the beginning of a civil war. This was a warning. Trump either steps down or the next shots will be real. It's not going to be a BB gun next time. His Secret Service was slow and DEI. I put that in there, sorry. His Secret Service was slow and lacking. John Hinckley shot Reagan and had the force of an NFL football team on him by the second shot. Trump up there with people in the back looking confused for 20 seconds, a long time for the shooting situation. He dropped like a rock, and only then does the SS Morgan come to his aid. MAGA will blame liberals. Liberals will blame Trump and his ilk. Welcome back to the late 1960s, where people like George Wallace were shot campaigning, which left him paralyzed and a Negro lover. So it took us quite a few posts before we get to the first reference to the coloreds. As I said, all they care about are the Jews, it's the Jews. Elon Musk endorses Trump after assassination attempt. Kind of what they did to JFK. On one side, a corrupt, confused, doddering old, dementia-ridden, compulsive liar. On the other hand, a guy who gets shot, then fights his Secret Service detail to stand up, raises his fist and rallies his supporters to fight. You're going nowhere. Charlie Kirk, streaming this live. Lots of fingers pointed at leftists and the media, mealy-mouthed reporting. I suspect Pelosi ordered the assassin attempt. She should have been rounded up for the 2020 election theft. She already had blood on her hands with the murder of Ashley Babbitt and 3 other Trump supporters on January 6th. Pelosi murdered 3 people? Wanted for crimes. Machine Gun Nancy wanted for murder of Ashley Babbitt, theft of 2020 election, trafficking children to creepy sniffer Joe, jailing the torture of patriots, insider trading and forced vaccinations. Also wanted shady Schumer for robbing American taxpayers and shedding the Constitution. Who does this sound like? Whose rhetoric does this sound like? Who in the media would agree with this general sentiment? And why? Why would someone who is not a white supremacist align so closely with a white supremacist? Voting for the same person, voting for the same party, and having the same perspective on so many things. Why? Can someone explain it to me? I'm confused. It's just a coincidence, guys. You know, like how some people are saying, you know, they just happen not to have somebody on that roof. There's nothing fishy here. That was a coincidence. Well, it's also, to those people, it's also a coincidence that certain people in the media sound exactly like white supremacists. It's just a coincidence. Nothing to see here, folks. Yes, Spoon, it's officially over. Americans, especially race traitors, their muds and their illegals, are too docile and stupid to realize what this really is without being emotional. Inflation going higher will be the first sign shortly, alongside more federal gun laws to take weapons away from law-abiding white nationalists. By the way, this post has 58 pages. We will not be going through all 58 pages, but a lot of activity here. And the leftists are on social media pointing fingers at MAGA and Trump for staging it, saying he set it up. All right, so there's a lot of posts happening on the day of. So let's jump through the days following and see where their rhetoric went. So it was about 20 to 25 pages just in that one day alone. Here is day 2. An ultra-leftist, no friend of mine, posted just this on Facebook. Galatians 6:7. Do not be deceived. God is not mocked. For whatever one sows, that will he also reap. New Living Translation, NLT, N to the L to the T. Don't be misled. You cannot mock the justice of God. You will always harvest what you plant. Antifa is not about peace, love, and tolerance. Violence, hate, and intolerance is their mantra. Why are we talking about Antifa? Who brought that up? Okay. BB gun. A BB gun isn't that loud. It was some sort of rifle. Didn't we already know it was an AR-15 the day of the shooting? Oh, it's 1 in the morning. Okay. This is July 14th, 1 in the morning. Right now, it's either Trump or Biden's replacement. The immediate goal should be to get Biden out of office. Currently, at least 5,000 illegal aliens are invading each day. That needs to stop. Then we need to worry about how to proceed from there. Regardless of your dislikes for Trump, I hope you'll reconsider given the gravity of the situation we're currently experiencing. Wait a minute. Dislike for Trump? I thought we were told that Trump is a white supremacist. Why would white supremacists dislike Trump? We've already covered that. I think it's a couple years and I did a video commenting about what white nationalists actually think about Trump. And it was quite interesting, especially when the conversation went straight to, I don't have to tell you what the conversation went to. It wasn't colored people. It was the Jews. The evil, perverted mess Americans are in today is the result of decades of voting for the lesser evil. You can support or vote for the lesser evil, but you don't get to dictate that to others. At the moment, there's no viable alternative to Trump, and no time to keep on endlessly waiting for someone better to turn up. Not voting for Trump because he fails some wish list purity test is a vote for Biden, and more you hate. This election may very well be the last chance to save America. We can't afford to demand perfection from our candidate. Is it just me? Or are the lesser of two evils getting more evil every 4 years? ABC's anchors blame Trump and his supporters for the attempt on his life. Director Kimberly Cheetle? She was handling security of Cheetos and Pepsi bottles before she became director of the Secret Service. Biden doesn't need Secret Service protection because 1. Everyone knows he's a potato puppet. 2. Everybody wants Kamala to move up. So they undermine the Secret Service with this DEI hire from Pepsi. Yeah! DEI. DEI. The reason Trump almost got killed is because DEI. Everything is DEI. Everything is racist. American politics is so juvenile. So they undermine the Secret Service with this DEI hire from Pepsi, who denied requests for more protection for Trump, who is the only person seriously at danger of being shot. The left did this deliberately. The left. Am I watching a Ricky Manor video? The left, woke, the left, woke, Biden said this, Biden said that, Biden said something else. Look what Biden said today. They have the bullet in the pick. That's not a bullet. Hey, what's going on in this pick? If I were to take a wild guess, it looks like a going away Jew party for Thomas Crooks before they send him off to assassinate Trump. A going away Jew party. It's the Jews! And DEI. They'll probably classify everything as above top secret to cover up this DEI hire and the fact that Trump's Secret Service protection was deliberately. I am extremely suspicious that this woman, Kimberly Cheadle, ordered the Secret Service snipers not to shoot anyone without her direct orders or only after a sniper fired at Trump. There is a video showing a Secret Service sniper pointing his rifle directly at the sniper at the time Trump was shot. Shooting the sniper after he took his shots at Trump is not protecting Trump, it's covering things up. This wouldn't be the first time for the Biden regime. The terrorist who killed 13 American soldiers in Afghanistan was spotted by a U.S. sniper who was denied permission to shoot the terrorists. In this case of Trump, incompetence. I think they were trying to get Trump killed. Okay, so this is actually an 83 post thread. So here we are to jump into the last page. Watching the ladies at work. Female Secret Service agent cowers a safe distance away from Trump. 5'2" woman panicked after assassination attempt. Jill Biden apparently played a key role in making sure that Kimberly Cheadle becomes the head of Secret Service. Cheadle's previous job experience included being a director of security at Pepsi and then being a DEI hire for the Secret Service. Was she a DEI hire for Pepsi as well, or only a DEI hire for Secret Service? Ryder Selmy says female Secret Service agent almost NDs into herself as she struggles to holster her weapon. Another is playing with her sunglasses. Total embarrassment. Watching the ladies at work here. Are we only focusing on the women, or is anyone paying attention to what the men did as well? Just asking. And I'm glad to see that they realize that DEI is not black people. You would think it was a black people thing, right? Because every time they talk about DEI, it's somebody with brown skin, right? Tons of women benefiting from it. Tons of handicapped people benefiting from it. But it's always, it's a coincidence, guys. I think it may be a case of his fellow students picking up this inbred Jew. He even looks like a freak. Some Jewish families have a lot of inbreeding and weird. Okay, man. Oh, man. Look at this. Secret Service before DEI. Boom, 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 boom. Get in the chopper! Get in the chopper! After DEI. Oh, my sunglasses. Oh my goodness, I can't put my gun in my holster. Apparently. Anyway, guys, this is the Debate Me channel. Debate Me in the comment section below. Click on the like button, subscribe, smash that bell. Be well. Holy moly.